right, we're live. And I threw that last picture in with you commanding the Abrams, right?
Yeah, I sure
I had
was.
to throw that in there because that's a great picture of you on that Abrams. When I saw that, that was classic. And I was like, what a way to end that little intro with you on the back, because not many of us have an opportunity to do what you did.
Man, that took forever this time.
It was about that intro was 4 seconds longer than every other one.
Damn.
Because I had to get that picture in at the end.
And it was noticeable.
Right, because the music actually it was starting to run again. I was like, I gotta hurry up and get this done. But we are here with our good friend Dave Vickers. And Dave does amazing work. He does awesome figures and great dioramas. He's an amps master. He's an all-around great guy, and he's also the head judge for amps. And we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight because we're gonna see a lot of work. Dave sent me like a set of pics. I said, you know what, Dave, send me more pics. And then I looked at my email. I'm like, Dave, how much? Send me like 50 more pictures and 10 more emails, but more the better. So how you doing, Dave?
Hey, I'm doing great. First off, I just want to thank you guys, Insanity, for having me on. It's an honor. I've listened to your podcast before, and you've had a lot of great guys on. So, wow. Thanks so much for having me. Rob, Justin, and Frankie.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. See, Justin's even has Scott's. Charles Rice took one of your seminars, who's writing down. He actually, Chuck messaged when I put up that you were going to be the guest. He's like, I took in a seminar at IPMS Nationals one time with Dave Vickers. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the show. So this is what it's about.
Yeah, man. I love doing seminars. So glad to see some seminar guys on again.
It's always good to give back. That's what this hobby's about, right? It's good to give back. So Dave, this is what we're going to do. So some people know you, some people don't. So what we're going to do is I want you to give a quick little background about yourself. How you got into the hobby, also your military career, which probably influences your modeling a lot too. And then we'll talk about why you build the way you build while we're looking at your work. And then we're going to have fun tonight. We're definitely going to stack in an hour and a half, no problem tonight. Frankie, you're pulling.
It's got to be an hour and a half. If not, I got to go.
Why? Where are you going to go?
My kid's birthday today.
Listen, we got priorities here, man. Your kid's birthday. You tell, was it your daughters or your sons?
It's my son.
Your son. Your son. He's Riley's old enough.
No. It has nothing to do with telling my son anything. It has to do with telling my wife something. And I don't want to do it.
Tell her to come talk to me and we'll figure it out. All right. If you got to leave, you leave. But we're going to go about an hour and a half. So we're going to be
right. Hour and a half.
So Dave, tell us about yourself a little bit, about the hobby and how you got into it and everything.
Sure. Yeah. So most of us, when we were prepubescent kids riding bikes around, we mowed lawns, and then we took our money, and my best friend and I would go down to Woolco department store, which I don't even think they're even around anymore. And we would look and buy the old monogram kits. So, that's when I first got the bug, but, we grow up, go to college, that kind of thing. But when I got into the Marine Corps, I became a tank officer, and I started out on M60s. And then I eventually got onto M1A1s, Abrams. And it made sense for me to build armor models because we were tested every year on basically armor, identifying it. So I'm like, well, shit, if I build them, then I'll kind of understand them. So that's kind of what regenerated all of that. And then I ended up moving next to this hobby store when I was a captain in Southern California. And that's when it really kind of took off. I hooked up with some figure guys out there. I was just talking earlier, one of the guys, Chris Morosco and Bill Horan and Stephen Weekly, Ron Souza, all these guys were out there right there in Southern California, and they really increased my skills. And I just sort of became a dioramist at that point. And I retired after 20 years in the Corps, but I still kept building. I just retired again. I ran the museum. I was the deputy director and acting director for the National Museum of the Marine Corps, which was flipping awesome because the displays there are actually one-to-one scale dioramas. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Even the way they weather everything to protect the artifacts, it's just the way we do it as modelers. Right. And so I think that gave me some street cred with maybe the real museum professionals, doing that. So Yeah, and I've been with amps for a while, and now I'm the head judge. I don't compete at amps anymore. That'd be kind of tacky, being the head judge and competing.
You go show an amps master, so there's not much more you could do.
Yeah, well, yes, and
Beats Tony Zadro. You got to beat Tony Zadro.
Tony and I were rivals for a number of years.
I love Tony.
Both Tony and I, we both wanted to be a master. We really did, but he made it just, I think, 1 year or two after I did. So
yeah, right.
He's a good guy.
Good guy. Tony's a good guy too, but this isn't Tony's show. This is Dave Vickers' show today.
Right.
The guys are going to love your work. So we're going to look at your stuff. I definitely want to start. I know you want to start with a figure, but I want to start with something that I think is awesome, because I know that this was on display at one of the Pentagon Museum, right?
Yeah, depending on which one you pull up.
Which one we're going to talk about, Frankie? Bring up the one with the guys going up the ropes on the side of the ship.
Yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage.
No, that's
not that one.
No, I know. But this is the way it works.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
we're gonna
go.
So
this is really, really cool. This is a piece I did called "Saviors at Saipan," and I was reading that during the Battle of Saipan, the freaking landing craft got the shit tore out of it, and they didn't have a whole lot left, and they enlisted the ducks to take Marines in, but they also, because they could go on the beaches and keep going on the ground, they were taking wounded and taking them back to the ships. So this is actually how a lot of my dioramas start. I start thinking about this, and I get
this is a good question right here. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see the guys coming down the nets to get in, to go in. And then you can see the guys coming back. They're all wounded in the back, and there's a corpsman taking care of them.
And now this is on display where?
It's right outside the Commandant of the Marine Corps' office right now in the waiting room. And the way that happened, the new Commandant, he didn't want a bunch of desert stuff. He's like, hey, we're getting back to our naval roots. And one of my museum curators said, hey, the Commandant wants paintings and stuff of naval stuff, and we just don't have a lot. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We're the Marine Corps. We don't have a lot of that? He's like, no. So I said, okay, I tell you what. If you want me to loan this to them, I go, they're not going to want it, but it'll give you more selection for the Commandant to look for. And damn, they wanted it. And it's actually been there for like, I don't know, 3 years almost. And so I'm just really happy that so many Marines and sailors and visitors to the Commandant's office get to see that. Because, a lot of times with our stuff, it just sits alone in our rooms.
No. And I know that you were really, and a lot of the guys are actually commenting. I don't know if you can see the comments, but a lot of the guys are commenting how great and impressive this is. And this is where I want to focus on. Because first of all, I want to know how you got the idea of doing this. I know, like, what gave you the idea to do this? And what did you do in particular, like that ship? That's scratch built, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So tell us what you did, because you don't have a lot of in progress pics of this. So I want to know what you did and how you got to thinking about doing it to where you are on the screen right now.
Well, you're probably going to laugh. That ship side started as a piece of a door that I had actually cut up in the house.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I just skinned it with evergreen and then just put some strips along it, use my reference photos. And the nets are from, oh man, I knew I was going to do this. There's a company in Canada. It's just thank you. That's me. That's where the bumpers are and the nets. The figures, a lot of those are warriors. I had to convert some of them to make it all make sense.
Right.
The funny part about this too is I had the ship done and the ducks and the figures, and then I had to do the water. And it was the first time I ever done water. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be scary. So you're looking at, a year of work probably. Yeah. And then I had to pour that water.
What did you do for the water? What'd you do?
Yeah. So there's this stuff called magic water. It's made from some guy out in the Midwest. And the great stuff about it, like resin, if you pour it more than 1/4 of an inch, it heats up like a son of a gun, and you can warp all that plastic. I mean,
okay.
We've all seen horror stories of guys doing that. The magic water doesn't heat up, and you can pour it as thick as you want.
Really?
And yeah. So I've used it like 6 or 7 times. This thing is like 20 years old, this particular piece right there. And it's still as good as day one.
Can you still get this
How old
stuff?
is this? This is 20 years old?
Almost 20 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you can still get this stuff or what?
15, about 15 years old.
You can still get it, Rob. I think that's still in the market. I think
What's that?
The magic water.
The
or
magic
whatever.
water. I think.
Oh, yeah. I think the guy's still around, and it's great. I mean, it's really easy to pour. It doesn't stink like resin does a lot of times.
Envirotex or whatever it was.
Is it a 2-part thing like resin though? Like,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a great piece, Dave.
Is it expensive? I guess would be the next question.
No, not really. I mean, resin's much more expensive. You guys know how expensive resin is.
Yeah, resin's very.
So the question is this, though: did you test it first before putting the models into it? That's the question.
I did not.
You didn't. You just said, screw it.
My man.
How stupid was I?
Not at all. Not at all. Just jumping right in there.
That's kind of how I do it too, man. I just go.
You just threw it in there, huh?
It's gonna work or it's not gonna work.
Right.
And then to get the texture on the top of the water, it's an old trick, but I'm trying to think of what I poured over the top of it. Because when you pour it, it's smooth. Right. So I had to get that ocean effect. And I used water effects, I think it's called. And then I take tin foil and then just put the tin foil as it starts to dry and crinkle it and then put it on top. And you get that kind of
yeah, it gives you the ripple effect.
Oh, we're losing Dave a little bit. No, Dave. We never had it. We never had it. We're losing Dave. I lost Dave on the test run yesterday too a little bit. He'll be back. He'll be back. We're hoping Dave is going to get back. Dave.
But if not, we have a lot of pictures of his stuff.
We do. We can talk a lot about Dave's work without Dave here, so we're not really worried about it.
Yeah. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
There
you go. We lost you for a minute, but okay.
Is there a robot in the room? Do you have to do this?
Okay, you know what I want to answer? This is a great way that you're back. So there's a lot of figures in this. This is like not Dan Capuano level figures or Bob Letterman figures, but it's a lot. So as you're doing it, are you realizing that you need to add more than you thought? There's a lot of figures in this guy.
There is. Here's my theory. The more figures you have, you need to make sure that they stay connected. Right. So I almost violated this a little bit. I actually have 2 stories going on here, maybe 3 really. You have all these guys up the top that you see right there, and that's the heavies, the colonels watching the battle, and there's some a photographer and a movie guy. And because I had those reference photos, I said somebody had to take those photos.
Right.
So I added them. It would have looked weird to just have an empty deck on the ship with just a couple of Marines coming down. So I had to put some up there. But when you look at the guys come down the net, there's guys yelling up at them from the duck. And then there's also another guy yelling across to the duck coming in. So that's how I kind of connected the story, so that there's an interaction going on with all of that. If you don't do that in a diorama, it just doesn't work.
So how did you obtain or do all these figures? Like, surely your figures aren't, you're buying everything that just fits this diorama, right?
Yeah. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I'll convert an arm, or the guys coming down the nets, I had to do some conversion on, because you just can't find Marines. Can't find Marine figures, period, anymore.
Right.
There's so few, which really bums me out as a retired Marine, because I'd like to do more Marine subjects. But it all starts with the layout, and I do this with all my dioramas. Before I even paint, I have an idea. It's kind of weird. I have an idea in my head, and then my task is to make everything fit that idea in my head.
Right.
And I try to get as close to it as I can. I'm not one of those guys that goes along and goes, oh, well, this might look good over here and this over here. And, I'll probably talk about this when you show some of my other dioramas, but I may spend weeks just figuring out how things are connected. And I'll tell you one thing I do, guys, that's great. My wife, she kind of tolerates my hobby. She doesn't know a lot about the military, a whole lot, but I'll ask her in and I'll go, hey, what do you think's going on here? And if she can't answer me, I know it ain't working.
That's actually a really good strategy.
Yeah, that's a good,
It's a huge strategy because
Yeah.
I know then that any modelers, whether they know anything about Marines or not, are going to figure out the story of what's going on here. So it works great. And another thing that I've been doing for like the last 5 or 10 years is I'm not afraid to post my compositions when I'm doing the layouts up on Facebook, and I'll just ask the modeler hive, hey, would you guys like this? I did that with my last 2 or 3, and I got some really great feedback from modelers. So don't be afraid to post your work out there. I mean, you're just starting it anyway, so you can change it.
Right, exactly. And that's funny because now we're going to go to the one figure you sent that you said was the first figure you ever painted. So we saw this nice diorama, and then we got the first. This is the Verlinden figure of the general, which is obviously General Schwarzkopf. So there's an interesting story about this, right, Dave?
There is. So this is when I started to get back in the hobby as a captain. I just come back from the Gulf. I was in Desert Shield. I came home right before the ground war. I won't get into that because we're talking about models, but I had orders to Seal Beach in California. So I had a hobby store right across from my apartment. And
That's dangerous.
Oh my God, I spent so much money. Holy shit. I didn't save a lick in that 3 years I was stationed there at Seal Beach because I was just buying models like crazy. But so I wanted to do these figures. And so I did this, and yeah, it's a chocolate chip uniform. And I literally had a set of chocolate chip uniforms next to me because I just got back from the Gulf. So I figured, okay, I got the real thing here, so I'll just copy it, which is what I did. The skin tones are horrible, but I went and showed it to Ben, the hobby store owner. I said, hey man, what do you think of this? And he's like, yeah, not bad for your first figure. And he's like, you should go to these guys that are here. They're called Scams. And I thought, man, that name sucks. What's the deal with that? And so it's Southern California, let's see if I can remember it, Southern California Association of Military Modeler Society. So I thought, man, this sounds, I don't know what the hell to expect. So I went there to the meeting. They were very welcoming. And I was too stupid to realize that I was actually painting and building figures with some of the best guys in the world. A lot of folks listening probably know Bill Horan. He was there. Ron Souza, Stephen Weekly. Those 3 guys were always kind of, mingling around us modelers and giving us tips. And that really gave me the confidence then to do models. But the upshot of this is I took this one figure to my first figure show, and I walk into this nice hotel, and I go in, and there's this nice music playing, and all these modelers have got their shit on velvet, and I'm just holding my one figure, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I stuck it in the corner in novice. And about 5 minutes later, I see this dude walk in, and he's got this ponytail, and he sits a little piece of velvet down, sits a bust down, and it's a bust of the Terminator, beautifully painted, got the glowing eye, and you can see the metal. And he was the nicest guy. Talked to me for about 45 minutes. Turns out that was John Rosengrant, which I know a lot of modelers know.
Great guy, man.
He did a lot with Warriors,
Yeah.
he still sculpts in S&T. Yeah. His figures, he and Tayslam Harms, those 2 guys, man, are the best figure sculptors I think.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Both of them. Excellent.
So there you go.
Actually, you know what? I think John is doing more figures now in Morosco.
He is.
He got a couple of 16 scale figures going on right now to 2 of them. Yeah.
Super nice though. So anyway, that's the story of Schwartz.
That's the great story about it. So Frankie, let's talk on what's going to be a surprise. Frankie's our AV guy. We gave him a raise again this week. It's another 15 cents an hour. So let's see what Frankie puts up. Let's see if he earns his money this time around. Little vignette here.
Yeah. So this is a large scale.
Yeah,
this is 1/16 again.
Nice.
Called Beast Hunters. And Honestly, I had these figures forever. I don't even remember who made them, to be honest. I don't think they're around anymore. But I wanted to do some oak leaf camo and everything and get some practice in with that and large scale for some future pieces. So I said, all right, Dave, because I think a lot of figure painters were kind of intimidated by those complex camos, trying to get it right and scaled right. So I said, what the hell? Just like the water thing. I just said, go for it. I just painted them. And they turned out all right.
Yeah, no, they look great. That smock looks great. Yeah, look at that, man. I mean, very, very clean. I mean, 16 scale too. Forget about it, right, Justin? Justin's our resident figure painter for MFCA over here.
Yeah, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, looks great.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
I really like the bushes and stuff. The bushes, like
I heard that about you, Adam. The bush.
Well,
I heard some other things too, but he was drunk.
It was getting a little too serious.
Yeah. No, when we had the closer up picture of it, they look like real freaking.
They
bushes,
do.
man.
What did you use?
Amazing.
You know, you used like the tufts and everything, but this isn't 35th. So
I'm not talking about the tufts. That's kind of.
What I'm saying is, it's not as easy to get. Even the bushes aren't as easy to obtain in large scale. So, you know where you got that stuff, or do you have like a stock of it somewhere?
Dudes, I just had a stock of it. I think it might even be AK. I don't even remember really.
Oh wow, okay.
That was easy. Yeah, and I do paint some of it to make it a little bit more realistic, lively.
You know, we didn't ask you this, and this is important. What paints do you prefer when you're painting like figures and also your armor? Yeah. Like, what do you use?
Yeah. I'm a huge Vallejo fan.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I've used AK a little bit now. I'm starting to delve into them, but I have so much Vallejo. It's like almost stupid to go and buy AK or follow the trend of whoever. For a long time, I did my skin tones in oils, and I went to acrylics. As a matter of fact, these two are done in acrylics. And to tell you the truth, I'm not quite happy the way I'm doing skin tones in acrylics. I have a hard time blending shadow and light, getting that very smooth. And I know it's glazes and blah, blah, blah. I can accomplish it a lot faster in oils. And actually, I went back to oils on some of the other pieces that you're going to show of mine, the more recent ones. I just said, you know what? I'm going to go back to oils in the skin. I think it makes it look more alive too, because there's that sheen with oils.
Right.
So I never dull down my skin tones with oils. I think.
Have you tried the scale 75?
Yeah, I was going to say scale 75. Scale 75 paints. Those are like Jim Rice. Jim Rice uses the scale 75. Mike Hillary and a lot of the big figure painters now, they come like in tubes, like oil paints, but they're acrylics.
Right.
Oh, so are those like the what do they call them? The gouaches or gouaches?
No, they're acrylics.
They're just and they're swearing by them.
And they are super, like, it's like buttery smooth. I don't even know.
Creamy.
It's
Maybe
we'll like Duke's mayonnaise.
Get yourself some of that, and
maybe I'll get you a set of paints, maybe like the skin tones. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I'll get you a set, and then you try them out and see if you, because people swearing by him now. Like, you know, Jim Rice. Jim Rice, he does a bunch of clay, like he's
Sabo miniatures.
Sabo miniatures, and they swear by the scale. I never used it, but Justin, Rob, and all these guys, Santucci, they swear. Mike Hillary, these guys swear by this scale 75. Anybody in the chat? I don't know if anybody in the chat uses it.
Dudes, that's why I love this hobby and the internet, because you learn something every time you talk to guys.
Listen, I love Vallejo. I've been using.
And you can airbrush it too.
Yeah, and you can airbrush it. Yeah, I love Vallejo. I remember getting my first batches now 25 years ago, and I had to buy like 6 at a time just to try them when they first came on the market. I still probably got some of them from 25 years ago. But you're right though. Vallejo, if you can use it and know what you're doing, especially in an airbrush, phenomenal colors. Phenomenal. Stan Spooner sprays almost exclusively in Vallejo.
Yeah. One of the other things I like about it is a lot of the figure magazines I have, they call out Vallejo colors. So, so I'm like, okay, it's that number, it's that color, boom, I'm done. And I'm real anal. I have them like, I have all my
Oh no.
Oh no, he'll be back.
Tim,
We don't want the last thing that he says was I'm so anal.
Oh, you're back. You're
Tim.
back, Dave. You're back.
Tim, Sabo miniature.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah. So what I was going to say is I label all my Vallejos with the number, and then I put a little color spot on the top of the cap, and that saves me so much time because I know exactly what I'm looking for and where the number is, and boom. So it's just kind of a matter of habit, I guess.
Except for their numbers are like 7 digits long. It's like fucking.
With a decimal.
Just use the last 3.
Okay.
That's all you got to do.
That shows you how many Vallejo paints I own. I don't even know how that system works.
Yeah, I like Vallejo. If you can.
I use it for my hand painting stuff.
Wow, yeah. I remember seeing this guy. I think. Did you have this at an AMP show?
It was at AMPS, and it was also at the Nats.
This was at this year's. This was at this year's nationals, right? RPMS.
Yes, it was.
Yes, that's where I remember seeing it. Yeah, he won a bunch
that placed. I don't remember if that was first or second.
Don't remember when I was reading out the winners at IPMS Nationals, and I was like, Christ, Dave, you and Jay got to quit this hobby.
Really dig those palm trees.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah,
talk to us here. What do we got here, Dave? What are we looking at?
So, all right. So it's the Tamiya Jeep. All right. Don't use the Dragon. If you guys are going to do an SAS Jeep, the Dragon makes an SAS Jeep, but it's not accurate. Use the Tamiya and get I use the Legend update set.
Okay.
And that works great. That gives you all the gas cans and stuff like that. And I think I very rarely use this stuff, but I think I use Black Dog for some gear in the back.
Black Dog is good. They make some good stuff. Even quarter scale stuff is actually pretty good now.
My opinion is they're hit and miss.
They are. Some things aren't the best, but some are good. Hey, Value Gear too, you can use,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Value gear is great. I love value gear because it is value. It is value for what you get.
Definitely.
But where the hell's that? It's some stock resin African thing. And the palm trees, I wish this guy was still around. What was he?
I think I know where these are from.
Scale Scenics, I think was his name. He made phenomenal palm trees.
Yeah.
All you had to do was take them out of the package, put the palm fronds out, paint them a little bit. And the same with his pine trees. The guy made great stuff, and then all of a sudden he just dried up. I don't know. Just sick of the business or what?
Maybe. Where'd you get the figures from? What's the figures?
Yeah, so the figures are warriors and the body. I think those dudes in the back are from Body, BODI.
Bodie, right? Bodie,
Body.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds kind of weird calling it bodies. I don't.
Bodie.
These are. I mean, I don't think we have a closer picture of this though, Frank. Right? This is the only one of this, right?
No, we got one other picture I want to pull up, but I think there's going to be this one.
Yeah, I did send you a closer one than that.
Is there a closer one, Frankie?
Is this is the only closer?
No. This is not it. This is another one.
So my question on that photograph then is: all the shadowing just from the lighting, or did you paint that on there? Because it's pretty deep shadowing on the buildings and stuff.
Oh no, the palm trees did that. Remember, it's hard to photograph. And and it
looks great though.
I did that purposely because if you figure they're sitting out there in the noonday sun, they're going to get the hell in the shade.
Yeah.
From a dude who was a Marine who's served a lot of years out in 29 Palms in the desert and everything. You never wanted to be in the sun.
Yeah.
If you didn't have to be. So, and this is another great example of asking the internet, because I got this done and I didn't have the name for it yet, and they're all having tea. So I asked the guys, I said, hey, what do you think's a great name for this? And one of the guys, I think it was Chris Grader, he came up with the name. He said, how about Sierra Cuppa? And I'm like, that's beautiful. I love that. So that became Sierra Cuppa.
Yeah, this is really good. Throw up the other one, Frankie, the one with the 16 scale. This is 16 scale, right, Dave?
Yes.
This was because you had this at AMPS Nats. Didn't you have this at AMPS Nats?
AMPS Nats and also at the Nationals.
Yeah. So talk to me here.
Is this the Tacom kit?
Yeah, is this the Tacom?
It is.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. First of all, I have to say, like, a lot of times when I do subjects, it's because I just have so much respect for the warriors that I'm depicting. And SAS has probably got to be some of my favorite dudes. I mean, the balls of these guys to do what they did, you know. And so, yeah, it's a Tacom kit. Do not get, I got the Soul update to make it SAS, and I got the AFV modeler. The AFV modeler is far superior.
Oh,
Okay. Dave Parker makes a kit. Okay, makes one.
Good to know, because Soul model stuff is really expensive anyway.
Soul is expensive, especially now the way things are too. It's even more. They do make a lot of good 16 scale stuff though.
So Soul are the 3 figures there, and they're awesome. Their figures are great, and I didn't have to do any conversion to them. Well, I had a little problems with their ass sitting in the seat, so I had to like file that down and get them to sit right. And it's a real tight fit with that driver with his arm around the steering wheel. So that was a little bit, but I used Blast Models makes seat replacements for them that are much more detailed, the seats.
Okay.
So I use those. I use the AFV modeler update that gives you all the jerry cans that you need and gives you all the specific stuff to make it an SAS vehicle. The Soul stuff, God, the barrels were all warped. And when you've got twin machine guns sitting there, there's no way I could have done it. So AFV modeler makes the machine guns you see. Matter of fact, I think they're Vickers. Hey, what a great name.
What a great name. I was going to say, everything. Hey, the Vickers tank. I think of Dave Vickers.
There you go. So that's probably one of my very favorite pieces. And I just
this came out really good. I've seen this in person. This is actually a great piece. I like this. I think one of my favorite pieces you did was you did the Tasca 24th scale. I like that one.
Yeah,
I know you got that in here too, but that's one of my favorite ones that you did.
Yeah, you talk about that one quite a lot.
I love that. I love that kit. I got Mikey Sachs, my buddy Mikey, sent me that kit a while ago, and I got all the update sets for too, like the Aber set and all the barrels. I gotta eventually. I just built the Gecko one, so I don't want the 16 scale one. I don't want to build another Panzer II large scale right now. I'm sick of them. But yeah, Frank, let's go to another one. What do we got here? We're doing pretty good. We're at about 35 minutes, and look at this guy. This was
target practice.
Yeah.
So this is contested ground, and I don't. One of the criticism I've had from judges is they say there's too much dead.
Well, we're losing Dave again. All right, someone tell a joke until he comes back.
Dave's not home, man.
He'll be back.
Dave's not here.
Dave is.
Yeah.
These are the days. I know.
Dave is back. Hold on, was he back?
No.
Nope. There's Dave. Okay, he's back. We're good.
I'm back.
All right, talk to me. Yeah. So who they okay, when did you build this particular dial?
Okay, so it's contested ground, and that's the name of it. And judges have been critical of this. They say it's too much dead space.
Okay.
What I was trying to do was show the expanse of the North African desert. And, you know, a lot of tankers said it was like shooting at each other on a pool table.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I was after with this. So maybe I could have chopped off some more space.
No,
I'm picking up what you're laying down here, Dave.
I like it. And that's isn't that MiG's on
the initial look, I can see like, because the vehicles do look close together in that bottom right side.
Yeah,
like, I get it as well, but I can see where people would be like,
yeah.
Right, but this is the MiG Productions one back in the day, right?
It is.
And
so
I love that blown up.
I jazzed it up a little bit though.
Right, I love it. It looks great.
But yeah, and then this is the Tacom. Is it Tacom? Yeah, I think it is. The
Grant, is that the Grant?
The Grant, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that looks great.
that I really didn't do a damn thing to that other than it's almost out of the box. I just put some gear on it.
Right.
They're nice kits.
They are. They're great.
And was this the Honey? Was this was this AFE Club? No, not Academy. What was this, Academy?
Yeah, I want to say it's the Academy kit.
It's the Academy kit.
It looks
Wow,
like
you
it's
did a great
Academy.
job with this Cantor. Is it the Cantor camouflage?
Yeah,
Frankie?
yeah. It was a bastard. I'm glad I didn't make I'm glad I didn't make the damn mistake that a lot of guys do at Cantor. You'll see in a lot of box art, to include Academy, you see that blue color.
Yes.
Researchers have figured out that's not right.
Wow. Okay.
A museum did that blue. They thought it was right, and then everybody started copying.
Oh well, you're right, Dave. You're right. That's probably where, dude. You did a great job on the Stewart. I really like it.
Thanks.
It makes me want to build a Stewart.
Yeah, that blue is actually more of a stone gray.
It is. Yeah. So that's what it
really
is.
good.
So beware if you're building a Stewart, man. Don't do the blue.
Can you go back to the other front picture a minute, Frankie, again on the Stewart? What figure is this, Dave? What figure is that in the turret? Do you know? Do you remember?
Shit.
It looks like a Warriors. Is that a Warriors figure too?
Probably. He seems to be a Warrior fan.
Oh, he's frozen again.
No, Dave will be back. Dave's got a bad connection. This is what happens when it's live. Now we got to entertain briefly every couple of minutes. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll take my pants off. Give it
Frankie,
a rest.
put your pants back on.
Whoa.
Frank, you already got a lawsuit in 3 states. There's Dave. Don't worry about it. We're used to the dropping a little bit. It's actually bringing some entertainment value. Yeah.
Well, well, to tell you what's going on too, we got a storm rolling in Northeast.
Yeah.
Down the Carolinas, so
don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm praying that we can
listen. We got a bunch of degenerates in the chat. These guys don't know where the next meal's coming from, so it doesn't matter.
I'm not sure I understand exactly what that phrase means in this.
I don't know either. I
Instance.
just said something stupid. All right. So, quick question before we move on: what figure is that? I like that figure. Do you know? Is that a Warriors guy?
No, I think it might be Bodie again. I think.
Wow, you like Bodie, huh?
Yeah,
I like that.
Right. The reason I have a hard time remembering the figures too is because a lot of times I take them out of the box and I have a whole bin that's just British North Africa, and I have another one like Summer German Infantry, and I might cut out the picture for the box art,
Right.
So
I like the way you did this burnt out tank. This looks really good, Dave.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever did, and I was very happy with it.
Yeah, no, this looks very convincing. Look, right, Frankie? This is very convincing the way it is.
I like you a lot.
This is an example of where I went really heavy with. Hold on, using MIG stuff. Hold on,
like the pigments and stuff too.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a color. Okay, here we go. Just wait for a second, but this is MIGs, and it's old rust, and I use it quite a bit.
I'm putting you higher here. We're putting you on free.
He's embiggening you.
It's old rust P230. And that stuff, man, it just looks right. I don't like the bright rust and everything, but
me neither, man. I'm with you.
Well, the bright rust is the newer rust. Would be newer.
That's fresh.
Sure, but
fresh rust.
It never looks good. It doesn't look good in fucking real life either.
It does. So I'll take a little bit of new rust and mix it with the old rust, like for example,
mid-tone
in the middle of that, and it keeps it toned down. And to me,
I'm with you, man,
the right color.
Totally with
this
you.
Looks really good, Dave. This is a good example of what I would think a burnt up, like a blown up tank would look like from the interior.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah, I know. Right, Frankie, we're doing good here, man. We're about halfway through the stream. Oh, now this is Mr. Moneybags over here. Got himself a 16 scale. Was that the Tamiya kit or the Trumpeter kit?
Don't use the Tamiya. Well, I was after. This is my tank. This is the tank.
Right, I know that you did that. Right.
And I put my heart and soul into this thing.
But you had figures on the one. Is this before the figures? Didn't you have figures with this?
No, not on this one.
Oh, I thought you had this. Okay, but this was
I
at
like
Amps
the green
too, right?
wheels.
This was at Amps. It also was again at the IPMS Nats. Matter of fact, I was really happy the Nats. I got the.
You took Best in Show at Old Dominion with this.
I did.
Right, and this is the trumpeter kit?
To tell you what I did, there's literally 3 pages of stuff.
Right.
It's the trumpeter. It's part when you see the kit M1A1, it's actually got an M1A2 hull, and that's a problem. For example, the M1A2 has 2 NBC systems, and one's on this right side. I had to delete that out of the hull.
Okay.
It also has a lot of the A2 has a lot of access hatches on the back deck, and those should not be there with the M1A1.
Okay.
I had to detail out the generator. There was a lot of scratch building on that. If you are going to build this, though, there is a barrel that I got from a guy, and I'm trying to remember his name. I should have been more prepared.
No, it's okay.
Ops.
Their stars nightmares.
And you said this is 16 scale?
This is 16 scale. This is the trumpeter kit, right? We haven't clarified. Is this
Yes.
Trumpeter?
Trumpeter.
And what's the difference? Like, I mean, I know like the to me, kit's got like ball bearings in for the turret to spin it around.
That's because it's originally a remote. It's an RC. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's this to me had more accuracy to start with.
Right.
So that's why I picked the trumpeter.
But this is a passion project. This one right here, because this is your tank.
Right. I mean, but there's things like the coax machine gun was in the wrong place. I had to move it. The front hatch was wrong. It should be flush with the front part of the deck there. And it wasn't. It was raised. So I had to putty it and lower it.
How did they get their research so wrong? It's not like an Abrams is hard to get pictures of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what irritates the hell out of me. I mean, particularly nowadays, I'm like, come on, model companies. I mean, we're spending some pretty damn big bucks on this stuff, and you're gonna F it up. So we have to go and get a bunch of aftermarket stuff, which I guess is great for the aftermarket vendors, you know. But it's irritating.
Was it Robbie?
Oh no, I was just going to say the manufacturers aren't making any money off of that, so it behooves them to be more accurate and keep the money this way, right?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to pay an extra $50 if everything you looked at was like correct?
Right.
Sure.
Bingo. Another problem is the trumpeter sprockets do not fit the track, but there's a solution.
That's a pretty big problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem. But Mr. Parker from AFV Modeler is to the rescue, and he sold a set of sprockets that fit.
Right. Well, that's what Dave does. He finds out all the issues with those 16 scale odds kits, and he corrects everything very well, for that matter.
Oh, and the other great thing that I had to fix, I was like, I can't even believe they made this mistake. The bustle rack is too long on the back. It sticks out on the right side.
Right.
I had to cut the rods off and shorten it so that it was where it was supposed to be.
Dave, really quick, is people talking behind you? It's coming in really loud now.
Not me.
Where's it talking in somebody's house?
Not
it's
me.
at Justin's house. Poor Justin. It's been coming through for a while. I thought it was Dave, and I didn't want to be rude.
Justin's muted right now.
No, he just muted.
I just muted.
Oh,
I thought
because I had a feeling.
I was looking at the microphones at the bottom, but I didn't see Justin's mic moving, so I didn't think it was him. I thought it was behind Dave, but I'm like, I think Dave's in his model room. I don't think it's behind him. All right, we got it fixed now. Sorry, the chat. That was Justin, who was very, killing us tonight. All right, so Dave, this really quick. So the base coat of this 16 scale. Yeah. This is go back to the Frankie. This is Vallejo paint that you sprayed this model in?
No. This was a Tamiya.
Oh, you used to. But what's the color? Like, what's the right color for this? Your own mix, I guess, right?
It's an old mix, but it's buff and desert yellow mixed
Okay.
together.
That makes sense.
And I'd say it's probably about a 50-50 on that. And then the washes end up darkening it up a little bit more. So I use, on almost all my models, I use some call it a filter. It's an oil wash that I thin down. And I always use a burnt umber or a raw umber as kind of a filter after I'm done painting.
Right.
And then I'll also do a pin wash with
a little tint to it. This is excellent. I've seen this.
Yeah, well,
in
it blends
person,
everything together nicely too.
It
right.
does.
This is, like I said, this was a passion project for you because this is what you commanded in Desert Shield, right? And when you were over there.
Actually, when I was at 29 Palms, that's when I was a company commander. This is the one I had in 29 Palms. And yeah, I had a lot of good times being a company commander. That's kind of every Marine tank officer dreams of having his own company. And I had a really good one. They were great. And this actually set my office when I was at the museum. People used to come in and look at it.
Yeah, no.
The museum wants it, but I said not over my dead body, at least not until I'm dead.
No,
Then
this
you
is
can
one
have
of
it.
your. This is one of your best pieces, and I remember when I wasn't at that show in for Virginia and over in Richmond for Old Dominion, but I remember when I asked who won the best in show, they're like, "Oh, Dave won with the Abrams." Like, glad he did, well deserved, because you did a great job on this guy.
Thanks, Amigo.
And it's just huge. This model is gigantic.
And the thing is with an Abrams is like there's not a lot really going on. So to make it, the
gotta make it
paint work,
interesting, right?
Yeah, to make it look interesting is a skill on its own. Like
Right.
you look at a Merkava and it's got bolts and shit hanging off of it everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to make
Full
that
chain
look,
armor on the back.
yeah, man. There's lots all kind. That's why I love them, because they're just fun to build and paint, right?
Yeah. Oh, I will say one other thing too is I had to put non-skid on all of it too.
Oh wow.
And I used the Tamiya grit paint.
Oh, really? That works. Huh? Good with
And it
that scale,
worked.
I guess. Yeah.
It worked great in this scale with 30.
Yeah.
But
We're losing Dave again. Look at that picture. Someone take a screenshot. Hurry up. He stubbed his toe, it looks like. He'll be back.
Dave's not home again.
Dave will be back. We're used to it by now. Makes me want to do an Abrams. Theron. Look at this guy. He's converted. He's converted to an armor model now, this guy. And well, hopefully Dave will be back.
I'll send you one. You pay the shipping. I got one. You can have.
What's that?
For Theron.
Am I here?
Dave's back. Yeah. Okay. So no, we got you. We're gonna move on to this guy now. Was this a 35th scale guy?
yes,
So what are we looking at with this?
this is an Old Warriors.
Yeah.
And I had it and I said, it's just there's a cool little story going on there.
This is a set, right? That like they used to do those little sets, right? Is that what this is?
It is a set, but
Right.
I added the dude in the back. I forget what he's holding. I can't remember if it was a BAR or a carbine. The guy sitting over by the brick on the right side in the background. I added him, and I added the other dude on the far left because I thought it needed to be filled out a little more.
Right.
And I think I did a camo smock on that SS guy.
That looks great. That smart. I was just gonna say the colors on that thing look great.
And I did a really weird. The guy who's coming up out of the cellar.
Oh, look at out of the cellar. Yeah, I see that. That's so cool. These guys were harding out.
It's a really weird camo that they used really late in the war, and I found it in a book, and I thought, well, that would be different. I don't even remember what they called it.
That's a classic Warriors head, like that German guy.
Yeah,
yeah, like that's classic Warriors right there. It brings back memories. That's awesome.
and I even did it the old Verlinden way, flat black, and then you dry brush.
Yeah, the old Verlinden way. That's so great. Yeah, that's awesome. This is nice. Those little Warriors. Frankie, do you remember those old Warriors sets?
Yeah, I
You
do.
get the little diorama base with a couple of figures. Those Matter of fact, my hobby shop here in Long Island still has a couple of them like buried on some of the shelves. I should pick one up. Those are so cool.
They're great. And they're resin. They're not
Right.
ceramic that you got to screw with. And then, I always hate with ceramic buildings because, you'll see in one of my other pieces.
Yeah.
The whole back sides are nothing but flat.
Flat. Yeah.
So these you don't have to mess with them.
Verlinden was notorious for the ceramic buildings back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
no
this
offense, Francois. I don't know if you're watching. He might be watching, Francois.
Hey, this
You
one's
never know.
when Rob comes back. This one's for Robbie.
Rob Adams, you're not looking.
Oh, he's got to put it.
Oh,
See,
look at him. Look
Robbie,
how
Rob, this
methodical he
one's
is.
for you, buddy.
Rob, look.
Oh, I love it. I love that kit.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
This is
I see
just
you
for
had
Rob.
the same problem though with the tracks.
With the
right?
track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're half a link too long.
Yep. Or too short. So I had to build this for the museum. We just opened up a gallery in Iraq and Afghanistan, and you can't put a D9 dozer in a museum because it will literally take up half the gallery. So they said, "Hey, Dave, can you do a model?" So I did. And this is one modeled after one that was in Fallujah. And they just wanted me to do the D9, but I said, I got to do a figure. And this is a really good thing I'd tell modelers too, is if I didn't have that figure in there and I was a visitor to the museum, and I'm looking at this model, I'd have no idea how big that dozer really is.
Right.
Yeah, that thing is fucking massive.
Getting scale right there.
It's crazy. And so I had to add a figure to that. I will tell you a quick war story if you want to hear about it.
Yeah, sure. This is what we're here for.
So I got a buddy, his name's Rob Bodish, and he was the tank company commander in the Second Battle of Fallujah. And he worked with D9. So when they came up with a building with a bunch of insurgents, they would the tanks would guard the exits out of the building so none of the insurgents escaped. Infantry would back off, and they'd send a D9 up to push down the building, and it would literally collapse the building on top of the insurgents. Well, one day he's watching. He said, "This is the most wild thing I saw in Fallujah." He said, "I'm looking out. The D9 comes out. He's pushing down the corner of the building, and two insurgents run out. They're totally gray with dust and dirt, and they've got AK-47s, and they start firing into the cab trying to kill this lance corporal. And the windows are bulletproof on these things, okay? But the kid's like, I got two insurgents right outside my D9, and I don't have a weapon, but I do have a D9 dozer."
Yeah.
So he neutral steered it, brought the blade up, and brought it right down on these two insurgents.
Squish.
And Rob said he's like, it was perfect. He got them both in one strike. And so he put him in for the Bronze Star for that. And the guy got the Bronze Star for doing that. But
Wow.
I pictured this kid like going, "How'd you get the Bronze Star?" "Well, I used my D9 dozer blade."
My D9 dozer.
You're like, "Yeah, sure you did."
Yeah.
I just want to know how freaking stupid were the guys to just stand there and wait for that thing to squish them.
Right.
Like Austin Powers.
No, yeah, right. Like, no. Like, there's got to be a sign that's what the plan is.
Here's the deal, guys. When
Yes, Tim.
The Army and Marines warned everybody to get out of the city. And the thing was, the fighters that stayed, they knew they were going to die. So they literally raided the pharmacies and got themselves high. That's why they didn't run. They knew they were going to die. And they were so flipped out on drugs. They said it was like shooting zombies. You'd shoot them and they kept coming because they weren't feeling any pain. So anyway, I digress. That's a little story there.
The kit itself is fantastic. Other than
It's
those
a
tracks.
great kit. Oh my gosh, that kit's so great.
Let me ask you a question though, and I know that you had spoken about this, Rob. You're talking about that this kit is a half a length too long. How do you fix it then?
So
There's
if
too
you go
much
back,
drag.
well, you can extend just the track tensioner like you would on the real thing. It's kind of a molded in rod. You got to cut that off, and then you put a metal rod or a dowel or whatever in there just to move the idler wheel back.
Oh, yeah. And then that's how you fix it.
And then you could tighten it up because they're pretty loose. All I did was I strategically super glued. I just split the difference on each wheel, and it kind of tightened it up sort of.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's too loose, but I'll tell you, I did see some reference photos where the track
And
is
they do
loose.
get pretty loose like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
So I let it go because I had to get it done. So, but
No,
if
that's
you go
really
in,
cool.
if you go to the
And
Marine Museum,
how
you'll see it.
easy were those tracks to build, though? It was click,
Very.
click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, nothing, no cleanup on them hardly, just a couple little screw points, and you're done. They were amazing.
Great.
They
They
should
were
all
great.
be
My
like
fir-
that.
that was my first armor kit that I ever did, ever.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
so when I was like tracks on the next kit or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck are these? Like, I figured everything should be like that, right? But
Rob was a late bloomer, though, Dave. He's not been
Yeah.
in the hobby as long as you think.
Well, hey,
No,
He's an
I'm
artist first, model is second. Now, this is a cool bust right here. Let's talk about this guy. What are we looking at?
yeah. So this is a 1/9 scale.
Skin
Chosen
tone.
Reservoir Marine.
Excellent. Great skin tone.
Thanks. I really struggled with this. He kept looking like he was in the tropics, and I still don't think I got it to where I want it. However, a lot of people think, oh, because you're in the winter, your skin is really blanch and white. That's not true. You get
No.
from the snow, you actually get sunburn sometimes.
Yep.
You get
Yeah.
snowburn.
So,
Take it
So
from
I-
us. He's right.
Yeah.
take the Frank and Rob who live in snow for like 10 months out of the year.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I took a little criticism for that. They're like, a guy looks like he's, fighting in the Pacific and not Chosen Reservoir. But I'm like, I beg to differ. And I did this really, one of the great things about working at the museum for 17 years is I got to meet a lot of these guys, and they're just incredible guys. And you listen to these stories, and that's one thing I love about the hobby is I often, like when I was doing this bust, I'm remembering in conversations that I had with these guys. But this is all painted with Vallejo, with the exception of the skin. And this is when I went back to oils. Again,
Well, you can tell though that the whole greedy, the blending was perfect. What's figures this? Do you know what the manufacturers of this bust?
Yeah, it's young. Hold on.
He hasn't thrown the box away yet, folks.
He doesn't throw anything out. He's a hoarder.
It's probably Verlinden.
He's a neat
Nah.
Young miniatures.
young, yeah. Matter. Actually, you know
doesn't-
what? Mike Hillary talked about this, Rob, on the podcast. Young miniatures. He's a big fan of those too.
They're
Really nice.
I guess the only way you could really quantify it to people that have criticized it would be to try and cool off the uniform colors a bit or whatever. I mean,
I don't know, man.
I really like the icicles building up,
Yeah.
on his chin and shit.
I think the skin tone is spot on. Looks perfect.
I like it.
As soon as I saw it, it was Frozen Chosen right away.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good, man.
I agree, but a lot of people think blues and whites, and
No.
you know what I mean, and
Right.
that's what gives it the appearance of.
Could have did
fuck
it like
this guy's
Tom
going,
Coughlin
right?
from the Giants back in the day, and when they were in Green Bay, when it was like -10, and he had frostbite on his cheeks, and they were all red and all like scabby because it was too cold out. Then you can maybe do that if you wanted to.
Sure.
Mm.
Well,
And I
hey,
mean, I'm totally not criticizing it. Believe
No,
me.
this is a great piece. This is a
yeah,
great
guys,
piece.
I am always open to criticism. That's the only way you even get better. But
Right.
one last thing on that Chosen bust is I had painted the box art had the Eagle Globe and Anchor on top of the helmet cover.
Okay.
So I painted it, and this is what's great about working at the museum. The uniform curator, Owen, he knows more about Marine uniforms than I'll ever know. And he's like, dude, that's wrong. And I'm like, what? It goes on the box art. And everything. He goes,
Yeah.
they didn't have the Eagle Globe and Anchor on their helmets until after the Korean War.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, well, why do you see examples? He goes, because after the war, they started putting them on, but they were still pre-Korean War helmet covers. But the guys that were chosen did not have those. So that's a tip for if anybody wants to do
That's a tip for
stick.
Uncle Dave right there.
Don't put the Eagle Globe and Anchor on that.
There you
if
go.
it's Korea.
What's what guys saying?
Yeah. This one's kind of somber. It's called Death in a Corner. I read so much, I've seen so much about the street fighting, how ferocious it was on the Eastern Front, particularly in the cities. And I just wanted to depict that in kind of a quiet way instead of some, you see these dioramas and there's big fight scene going on. Sometimes they're ridiculous to me as a guy who's been in the military for 20 years. But this is, am I still there?
You're
Yep.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
You're
I
good.
don't know if I'm fading in or out anymore, but so that's a dead SS guy. And there's a Russian that is kneeling over him, and he's got a picture of the guy's wife. And that was just a way of me kind of, going, no matter what side you were on, these are all fathers and husbands. And
this was another one that you had at AMPS, I remember, right? You had this at AMPS.
I did.
Really?
I love the composition too, with just it's just that little corner of the room, but yet it's got the height.
Yeah,
as well, right? It just
and the building, I can't remember who made the building, but I got to tell you, that was a lot of work. Sometimes I end up spending more time on the damn buildings than I do on the main subject. It needed more debris. I put broken window panes. I use pieces of acetate. Just cut it with an X-Acto and stick it in. And I had to put wallpaper on the wall just to make it look more lived in, alive. There's a broken chair up there. There's a book, which is my little.
You don't need much to tell us a good story, right there.
No,
that's all you need.
and that's just like
that's
just like taking a little snip with your scissors, and there you go, right? That's what makes that fucking really cool.
Really good. What do we got next, Frankie? Wow, look at this.
More Jeeps. Jesus. He
loves Jeeps, this guy.
Fucking Jeeps.
What are we looking at here, Dave? What do we got here? There's a lot of stuff he's got.
This is a 16 scale Jeep, right?
No. So this is it's called Try It Again, Mac. And this really goes back to my days in the military. And this is so typical, man. Anybody who's served in the military can relate to this. You got one guy who's actually fixing the damn thing, and everybody else is just standing around smoking, giving advice, bullshitting, not helping.
Job. It's a union job.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to pick that in some sort of way because I found it rather.
You should have had a couple of them leaning on shovels or something, like city workers.
What was Bill saying here? Black Dog Base. Was this for the last one? Not this one, but for the last Dio. I think Bill was asking if that was a Black Dog Base. I don't know.
Maybe yes, it was a Black Dog Base.
Yeah, there you go, Bill. It's a Black Dog Base.
Yeah, happy to answer any questions if my small.
Yeah, we get some at the end too. A lot of people started asking, so I'll start throwing stuff at the end.
Sure. So a little joke here too is there's a sledgehammer sitting on top of the radiator there, which I don't know how many times I've seen Marines just beat the shit out of something until it started working again. So I had to put a sledgehammer in there. So
that's great.
I love that one though.
Now again, same question when it comes to this. Now you have an idea and then you find the figures and as you're going, you say, you know what, I can use one more figure here, one less thing here, or one thing here. Is that how it goes?
Always.
Yeah.
So
and then sometimes are you having to add something to make the figure work?
Yeah. Mini art toolbox right there, right? Is that mini art?
Here's when I first started doing dioramas, and I know a lot of guys make this mistake. They'll have a base, and then they try to fill the base with a story. That's wrong.
Right. Wrong, yeah.
And a couple of the guys that I talked with, they said, Dave, start with the story and then find a base that fits that. Right. And if there's anything extraneous around it, then it's the wrong base. Make it as compact as much as you can. And Greg Seelar is the master.
At that, the best.
And he's the one who told me this.
Yeah, the best.
And I'm like, why didn't I not think of that?
He puts like 5 figures on like a wedgie. Guys jumping off the back of like a KV, like in the corner. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And so, on this one, I'll take a piece of cardboard or whatever, and I'll put the major elements there. And then I have blue tack where I'll tack the figures to the base, and I'll start playing with the arrangement. And you kind of need to look at it kind of like a 3-dimensional painting, if you will.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's their balance and all that stuff. And I won't get all artsy on you and everything, but it does help to look at good paintings and famous paintings and look at the way things are arranged. There's usually a lot going on, but it's very focused. There's one single story going on there. And in this case, fixing the Jeep.
This is perfect. This is a really nice little.
See, there was a little cat there, wasn't there? Did I just see a cat?
Yeah, there's a cat behind the gate.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's tucked away in there.
Tony Zadro always gives me shit about that. He goes, you know why your dios win? Because you always put an animal in them. He goes, I'm going to start putting animals in my dioramas.
But you would, if you were just viewing this straight on like we are right now, you would probably never know the cat was there.
No,
right?
It's an Easter egg. So
yeah,
if you turn it around, then you'll see it. I use
but that's the thing with dioramas. Most of them are not meant to be viewed from all sides.
That's
right.
Right. So
they're not meant to be.
The front viewer is the most important look to it.
Right.
What we got there? Oh,
there's a bunch of guys.
Yeah. So I think this is an old Legend set, if I remember right. And it's another Jeep. Yeah, I didn't realize I liked Jeep so much. But I wanted
now you do.
But I wanted to paint one of those crazy follow me Jeeps in that checkerboard. So I had a lot of fun painting that Jeep. And then I did guys, and I'm sorry I don't have better pictures, but I actually painted their bombers on the back like they used to. So it's got a bunch of artwork on their jackets on the back. And then I think it's the 8th Air Force. Yeah. I think it's called Men of the 8th.
And I've played around a lot with checkerboards, man, and that is not an easy thing to do.
It isn't. I kept checking my reference and make sure I had kind of the checkers right.
Yeah, but as you go around compound curves and stuff to keep the lines looking straight, your shit ain't straight, right? It's not how it works.
Yeah. Well, and these guys did them in the field too. I had a little bit of liberty. I mean, some of them are not perfectly straight, but I don't think it would be either if those guys were at the field. They weren't taking it to a car show, that's for sure.
I've done spinners in it, and that's working on a cone that makes it really hard.
I liked it. This is so cool with the leather jackets and everything.
Yeah, they look great.
This is a nice little contrast to some of the other dioramas, like other vignettes or whatever you want to call them.
The guy in the back there with the hat on, he's having an awesome time. Look at him.
Yeah, I love that. Very good expression in that face.
Yeah, he's having fun.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah, this is a great piece.
Thanks, man. I and the thing is, I don't build aircraft, at least not yet. I've got some in the stash, but I have so much respect for these bomber crews. They had the highest deaths and injuries of anything in the war.
Well, we talked about that with them. Someone will definitely correct me here, but the guy who's like in the tail end, the tail gunner in one of the planes has got like.
Yeah,
like
well, that's like being forced back into the womb.
What was it though? Like maybe Justin knows this about the survival rates for the guy who's Frankie, the tail gunner, like in the bomber plane or something.
Yeah, shitty.
Like a 10% chance of surviving.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. Just your environment alone could kill you, man. It was like minus fucking 30 in the back of those things.
Well, and the problem is the tail gunner's got to go through a tube just to be able to get back and go through the bomb bay if he wants to get somewhere safe.
When you walk through a B-17 and shit, and you're like, holy fuck, this it's meant to carry bombs. That's it. There's no room for anything else.
The last one I walked through, my chubby ass got stuck on the catwalk right in between where the V, where the bombs are on either side.
To get through that thing.
In a B-17?
Yeah, luckily I'm squishy, so I was able to slide right through.
I was going to say, you're not chubby, you're fluffy.
Someone Vaseline those hips.
No, you. I had to turn sideways, and luckily I'm like silly putty.
You stretched. Oh, look at this with the auto blind. Is this the Italeri kit?
Yes. With the set of resin replacement wheels that were just a little more detailed. Made a little bit more accurate. But pretty much out of the kit, the focus is on the figures. This time, I wanted another kind of semi-humorous scene. I can't tell you how many times in the military I've seen people argue because of a map. And so I've got these Italians, one guy's giving one guy the knife hand, and then two guys up on the turret, they're laughing, looking down on the whole situation, much like I would when my lieutenants would argue about where the hell we were. And I knew all the time where we were, but I wanted them to figure it out for themselves. So all these cats are just kind of standing around arguing about the map and where they are. So who knows what they're doing? But yeah, these two guys they've got their own map, and
we lost Dave again. He'll be back. Let's tell a funny story. Let's tell a funny story. Now he's back. You know, I love the auto blinder. Those Italian armored cars, especially the auto blinder. I know Italy kit is, it's good, but it's got some fit issues. You got to fix little things here and there.
It's a good kit. I built it 3 times. I built 3 of these. I've done the 48, the 72nd, and the 35th. They're a great kit. They
quarter scaled it, and Tamiya released it. The quarter scale auto blinder, which is really cool. But this is one I love. This is really good, Dave. I love the auto blinder, so it's really cool.
Thanks, man.
Interesting, very interesting. And you know what? That guy in the blue, like that's the Italian guy. It's the Italian dry, right? That's what that is.
Yeah, I guess they had some weird sky blue smog.
Yeah,
and and I'm like,
it's contrasting to that desert yellow.
Yeah, shoot me now, please. Yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah, I almost didn't use the figure because I thought somebody's going to think like I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
No, but that's what they wore.
That's what they wore. I try to be accurate, No,
I like that. That adds a nice touch of.
The guy holding the map has a kind of a big head, though. He does.
Well, that's because he's holding the map. He's a smart guy.
He's got a big head.
You got a big fucking head.
That's crazy. Let's go on. We got look at this.
Whoa, now we're into Maquet. What?
Yeah, a little Maquet here. I did see this, and let's talk about this here. What do we got?
So yeah, it's a Maquet. It's the only sci-fi piece I've ever done. But I got to
You should probably do some more.
I got to get hip with the young kids, So that seems to be a big trend in our market, or these and Gundam and what have you. And so I just really adopted kind of a Panzer gray with a whitewash and did it, and I hand painted the numbers on. One of the things I did too is I replaced the I don't know, headlights or lights that's on his body with VLS lenses. And then I also replaced I don't know if they're supposed to be cameras or eyes up on his head, but I thought it would look really cool with some ruby red.
Yeah. You do anything you want with these suckers.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong.
Very liberating, because I didn't have to research or do accuracy. I could just.
You should do more of them, like Rob said, because
you can start doing cables and wires and all kinds of shit, hydraulic lines, whatever.
So it sounds like a good reason for you to start, quote unquote, competing again.
Go to Wonderfest and bring this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? You would make Lincoln Wright proud. I don't know if you know Lincoln Wright, but Lincoln Wright is he's the Mick Jimenez of Maquet. I don't know if you know Lincoln Wright, Dave, because you're more of an armor guy.
Right.
But Lincoln Wright's he's done the fact book, like the fact book that Mig does. They did all the fact books, right? Lincoln did the fact one for sci-fi fact.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. Now, we also had Lincoln Wright on the show a couple of times. We actually had a Maquet.
We should get him on this show.
We should call Lincoln is like he's a big guy with Hasegawa with all the Maquet, the lore and all the stuff. And
not Maquet, Maschinenkrieger.
Maschinenkrieger, I'm sorry. And he does like paint on plastic. That's his thing.
That's that's him.
Yeah. So
is this the 16 scale Ontos or the Academy Ontos?
This is the Academy Ontos, 35th scale.
It's a tiny little bugger in 35th.
Holy crap!
It is tiny, man. It's tiny.
It is so tiny and so fiddly. Everywhere you hold it, you feel like you're going to break something.
Yeah, I built it. It's actually a pretty good kit, but
the biggest bitch is the barrels. I did get a replacement barrel set that I found on eBay, metal barrels, but they're heavy.
Yeah.
And they want to droop down on you and trying to get them all aligned. And then you got to get all the, if you notice on top of each of the guns, there's a sighting rifle. That's what those things are for. So before they'd fire off a main round, they would fire off that rifle round with a tracer. And if the tracer hit the target, then they'd let loose with the recoilless. But trying to get that all lined up, I almost gave up. But that's one thing about me. I am one persistent bastard. I will stick with a kit unless it's absolutely unbuildable. And then there was a interior set, and I want to say that was from Verlinden. This figure, shit, I'm trying to remember where that figure is.
See, after going through all that, then you're like, I got to put figures on it too. Fuck.
No, that figure is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I can feel his gross sweatiness just by looking at it.
Yeah. Well, and there's kind of a joke there too. It's called Radio Watch, which he is on Radio Watch, but if you look closely, he's also got a transistor radio right in front of him.
Yeah, I see that.
And I used to yell at my Marines for doing this very thing, because they're supposed to be on Radio Watch and they would be screwing around with something else, usually a radio or something.
Nowadays, it'd be your phone. Same thing.
Say what?
Nowadays would be your phone. He's saying.
Now the phone's ridiculous. They have problems with troops all the time with their phones, but back in the day it was radios. Yeah. And so we would always tell them, turn your damn radio off and do your job.
This is cool because you got a nice selection. Like, we had Jay Jennings on last show, and if everybody was Jay, and you're good friends with Jay too, Dave. So you see, he does so many different things: sci-fi, armor, planes. But you're more armor focused, but like you're so diverse with your armor subjects. Like here, World War I and Ontos, and you're doing the Panther II, and you're doing, a World War II Jeep, and like you're not like stuck on just one area like some of us, like myself.
Very true.
So
very true.
Go do some more pink Gundam.
No, is this the Copper State model?
No, this is the Ming.
Oh, the Mang. Oh, this is the Rolls Royce. Yeah.
Now, there's something very interesting about this. If you do a World War I Mang Rolls Royce, the turret is wrong. It's too high.
Yeah.
So it's a kit bash, and I'm trying to remember the crappy Russian manufacturer that also makes one of these, and it's an awful kit, but the turret works.
Oh yeah, it's the Rodin.
That's it.
Yeah, Rodin.
This is our buddy
project.
Picard and Steve Santucci's on to these, but I think Picard had our buddy John Lamb print them a new turret. But yes, the Rodin.
Yeah, but Toots used the Rodin turret.
The Rodin turret Toots used, right?
Yeah.
So how off is it? How off is it in size?
Actually, if you know Chris Lloyd Staples from AMPS, the Brit, I had it built but not painted, and he goes, I hate to tell you this, mate, but your turret's all wrong. And then I was like, oh shit. So I had the Rodin kit. I had almost thrown it away because it was so bad. This is far superior as far as the fit and build.
Right.
And so I went ahead and used that, and it worked. It worked.
I had plans to build this. I actually started building this kit, and I got from Santucci was able to acquire me a photo set and do all the wooden things on the sides.
Right.
And I wound up giving it to a friend, Sean Picard, because I was like, you know what, I'm never going to build it. But the photo set that they made for this was really nice with the wood, the boxes and stuff or whatever on the sides or whatever, the shelves. I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah. And if I remember right, Ming gives you the wire wheels.
Yes, they do. Right.
Which is really nice. There's one complaint I have about Tamiya is their motorcycle wire wheels, and they're horrible. But I know why they do it.
I think I got Def model wheels for the ones that were the bigger, not the wire ones, the other wheels you can use. I think there's another set of type of wheels for later, right? Am I right about that? Is there another set of wheels, Rob?
Yeah, there's a steel.
I don't know about that.
Steel wheels, right? I think Def Models makes them. I gave that to Picard too. I gave him everything. If he's not watching, he owes me a few things. I gave him too much.
So the wire wheels that they provide you are the actual wire? They're round?
No, they're flat.
Photo etch. Okay.
but they're thin. They're not like those fat ass spokes that you see in a lot of kits.
Right.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Right. But so you sneeze the wrong way or you move the wrong way and they're bent and you're fucked.
Right. Got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Yeah, very careful with that stuff.
Here's another armored car here. What do we? Oh, this is Russian.
Yeah, this is one of these that after I built it, I went, meh.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the Russian tankers with the winter coats. Love them.
I hate the brown that they used. I was accurate, but it's just, ugh. It's like
what vehicle is this, Dave?
Turd brown. It's you know.
What's the Vallejo code for turd brown again?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
822 turd brown.
You know what my favorite part of this is, though? Take a guess.
Doing the fencing
the
on
mud?
the back?
The fence.
The fence.
I was going to say the mud because the mud is pretty good.
I handmade that fence, and I weaved it just like they do in Eastern Europe. So I was like, okay, I like it. I like that part. I absolutely hate the freaking paint job though, but it's accurate, I guess.
Now, what kit is this that we're looking at though? What is this?
Shit. I knew you were going to ask me that.
Well, of course I'm going to ask because I want to know.
Look, David, you're the head judge. You're supposed to be prepared. God,
I'm going to break his chops when I see him in April.
Yeah, I mean, I brought all these. This is what I do when I do a kit, and I have them like all out. And when you know, that's one of them.
That's the one. That's okay, but I don't know why. Listen, the figures. In all seriousness, I love those Russian figures. Like, right, Frankie, in the like the leather coats, winter coats, or whatever they are. They're so cool looking.
The highlights look really nice. Like the highlight, the fade between the highlight and the shadow looks. It's a nice, smooth transition. Yeah, it looks really good.
Thanks.
What else we got, Frankie? Because we're going on about. I know Rob has got to get going. We're almost an hour and a half. So this is all. Oh, we got to talk about this. Forget about it. There's not many pictures of this though. Is this like the only one like this?
No, there's a couple more.
A
couple more. Good. So what do we got here, David?
So this piece is called Flowers from Angels. And I talk about this in my seminar, but when you want to tell a story, sometimes the way you can tell a story is not just by composition, but by color. So if you look right, everything's in earth tones. And then if you look to the left, everything is in pastels. That's all civilians. And where they meet in the middle is the brightest pastels, because those are two girls giving flowers from the villagers to the liberators that have just come into their village. So that's why it's called Flowers from Angels.
Really cool. This is a really nice. I've never seen this in person, Dave. Why don't you do this?
Wow, the deep thoughts from Dave.
Very deep.
So actually, Mig Jimenez gave me a big compliment on this, so I haven't forgot that. You know, if you can get a compliment from Mig.
Yeah, there you go.
So he told me I should bring it to Europe, but I whatever. But the biggest pain in the ass,
the shipping.
The biggest pain in the ass about this piece was the tree. All those leaves are hand glued, every single leaf.
Oh, wow. And
I was about ready to lose my mind. So, and it's supposed to be late August, start of fall. And this is how stupid I get sometimes. I'm like, would they have roses in the fall? And so I had to read up on roses, and I'm like, and roses will stay alive until the first frost.
Oh yeah,
so like,
they will. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm all right. But that's how stupid.
Oh wow, look at that. That looks great.
So so these young ladies have come up, and my one complaint on this, if I had to change something, is that guy's arm is not natural coming out.
Just too straight, maybe a little bit.
Too straight.
A little bit straight.
I should have bent it a little bit more and used a different arm. So that's my own self-criticism of
but
this.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, listen,
it's pretty minor when everything.
Very minor. The roses look real, for God's sake. Look like real roses.
So that's a paper model from Yakamura or something like that.
So that's the focal point right there, Steve. If this is the one you're talking about, would be that.
Yes, that's the focal.
Rose.
That's the focal right there. This is all about the villagers being liberated by them.
Yeah. Oh, we're losing Dave again. He's back.
Am I back?
I thought we were losing you.
I really like the way on the tank as well. Sorry, just go back to the armor part. But the black is like barely visible.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From
It's
all the
there. The camouflage is there, but it's barely visible, which I think is probably the way it would really look. Oh, there's your animal.
There's my animal. So everybody's happy about this liberation except the dog.
The dog's like, "Where's my chocolate?"
The dog's all pissed. And typical GI holding his hand out, trying to make friends with them. If there's one thing about GIs, kids and dogs.
I have to do this every day in my work, man, because everybody's got a fucking dog, and I go into like 20 people's houses a day, so I got to make friends with all these dogs. It's pretty fun, actually.
Yeah. So Frankie, what else we got? Is there any more in there? Oh yeah, we got to talk about this one quick. This one I love, and I know you had this at AMPS too.
Yeah.
This is so. What's the base kit? This is a Panzer IV G, right? This is by the Mantlet. I'm thinking it's a G.
Correct. And DML.
Okay, DML.
Yeah, Dragon. Right. I said DML. Sorry, I went back.
That's all right. DML Dragon's all synonymous. Yeah. Lots of figures on this. This is getting into Dan Capuano area right now with all these guys.
Yeah. I hadn't done a piece like this with the obligatory 40 Germans hanging around. So this is my ode to that. Is Battle of Kursk. There are a whole range of different figures there. A lot of them are Alpine, which are fantastic. Yeah. I just love Alpine.
Yeah,
I can't say enough about him. So yeah, it's a whitewash on there. Actually, again, what took the longest was the damn building.
Right.
Those windows with all the glass, and I had to redo the whole back side of the building. So if you're going to do buildings and dioramas, put as much effort into those as you do the rest, or you're going to detract.
Right. It's the details. It's all in the details.
It is. It's all in detail. So this is a factory. So I've even left up factory drawings up there. You can see them on the billboard on the right side there. But there's a Soviet poster there. So the factory's on the first floor and probably an office on the second floor there. So building is kit or scratch built. It's part kit and part scratch built. So everything you're looking at on the backside is scratch. And then everything on the front is the kit. And it's Royal models.
Royal.
How long does it take you to build something like this? And do you work on more than one at a time? Because you got a lot of them.
I never do more than one at a time. Because then you get distracted. Then you don't want to push through. This is one of the things I talk about in the seminar is a lot of times you get to a part where you don't think it's working. And then you don't trust yourself. And then you put it back in the box. And you'll never get anything done that way. And you'll never get better.
Never get
task
better.
Avoidance, right, Riv?
Task avoidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, these Alpine figures. Very nice, Dave. This actually I've seen this one too. And I will say this too before so I don't forget. Dave was interviewed and had a spread in the May issue of 2025 issue of Military Model Craft International. So a lot of this stuff is in there, and you can see Dave describing some stuff and talking about his stuff in that interview. It was in the May 2025 issue. So if you want to take a look, I know a lot of guys that listen do have MMI, so you can see him in there in his all his glory. And I think this piece was in there too. So I know that this piece was in there as well.
See, I feel cold from that.
Yeah, you can just feel it. The painting on the Panzer IV is spot on, man. Really good.
Thanks.
You feeling cold, Robbie?
That's
cold.
Well, I'm supposed to get snow on Saturday, so that's awesome. But
this is another 16 scale, right? This is the Dalsberg kit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's converted to a different version. This was a lot of work, but boy, I'm sure happy I did it. I did the scratch built the jerry cans. The kit itself is fantastic kit.
Yeah, great kit.
Jeff Shoe are the figures.
Okay.
They're a bastard to clean up, but worth it because of the poses, I think, and just interesting. I love the wind effects of the jacket flap coming up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Their faces covered, they're waiting for that sandstorm to come. And I really love North Africa. You guys probably picked up on that.
And it's because it's such an interesting region of the war,
It really is.
Theater.
I'm sorry, region theater. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just read theater because I'm talking about because Dave also served there, and not during World War II, Rob.
No, okay, I get that.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
So there you go. We are
Those look
winding
great.
down,
It kind of looks like the Invisible Man.
it does a little bit, right? That looks so cool.
I thought that when I was painting it. I'm like, yeah, that dude looks like the Invisible Man.
Steve wants to ask, and I know we are winding down, about how has your style evolved over the last 10 years? Because it has changed a little bit.
Yeah. It's been a long journey. I mean, I've been doing this since the early 90s. So was it 33, 34 years, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's making me feel old.
You know, so the journey has been everybody I meet and just having conversations with you guys tonight. I mean, I learned a few things tonight just talking with you.
Look at the, are those S&T figures?
The S&T is on the left.
Right? That's
Rosengrant.
that's Rosengrant.
That's Rosengrant in 16th scale, I think. Not 1/9 scale, but I think that's his face too in 1/16. But that's an Alpine. I did this. I wanted to send this picture because this is something that drives me insane. So these are all 1/16 scale. Notice the size difference?
Yeah.
So now there are short guys and there's tall guys, but
Yeah,
when you're in scale, it can really be distracting. So I use this in the same diorama, but I played an optical trick on you. The smaller guys are in the back. The larger guys are in front.
Right.
So it doesn't, to the viewer, it doesn't look as obvious. As a matter of fact, the guy on the left is actually on top of the Stewart tank. I don't know if you got a picture of that. I think I sent a couple of those too. But
it's kind of a forced perspective.
There we go.
There you are. It's a forced perspective.
Yeah, your brain connects the dots, and you're like, that guy's further in the back, so he should.
Oh, this is another one we saw. You had this at AMPS in Newport News in 2022.
I did, and I had also at the IPMS Nationals too.
Yeah, I know. I take notes in my head. I know.
But I put the two shorter guys in the back to give that forced perspective.
This was the classy hobby kit, right?
Yes, which wasn't bad. I had a few build issues with it, but it's buildable.
They make a Luke's in 16 scale.
I built it too. I don't think I sent a picture of that one, but I've got it. That's not bad, but man, I tell you, I cannot say enough about Alpine figures though. They're just fantastic.
We're not plugging Taysong no more tonight. That's it. He owes me money.
Fuck that guy. No.
Yeah. But the building and everything, that's all foam. That's the first time I started using foam and did all the brickwork and everything.
Yeah, that's John Starman, our buddy Andrew Meese's all big about the foam buildings now too. Look at the back too. Like again, you could have just painted the back black. You didn't.
That's right.
You did as much work on the back that no one's really seeing as you did in the front.
Yeah,
well it's all practice, right? It really is. That's the way I look at unseen parts too.
Yeah,
it's practice, right?
Yeah, you just keep doing it. I mean, it's like anything. You keep doing it over and over again, you're going to get better.
Yeah, and quicker. And you're like, oh, all I need is a dot here, dot here, dot here, white. And goes, right?
And Dave also, when Dave has his display, should say, especially at AMPS, he's got his little. Like I have a thing that says models by Rob Riv or whatever. Dave has got his little, like, it's like a signature engraving on his thing, right? It's his David Vickers, like in this nice signature on your engraving that you do for your display, right?
Right.
He's like, yes.
That's the only self plug I do is
but I like that though because it's your work and it's on and you have it on display only, especially in AMPS. IPMS different. But at AMPS, your stuff is just always in display only section.
Well, I don't want to be one of those masters that once they get master, all of a sudden they disappear.
Yeah, but you're like you said, you master, but you're also the head judge, and it keeps you removed.
But I love it. I love what we do as a hobby, and I know you guys do too.
Sure, and you promote it well, Dave. I'm going to say right now, you're an asset not only to AMPS but also to the hobby, and you do. I know everybody who's watched tonight, and you'll see we'll get the final numbers of how many people came in and out when we're done. But I'm going to tell you right now, we've had a consistent amount of guys in here all night, and the chat's been jumping. And I'm going to tell you, people really loved your work. And this is, I mean, listen, going to shows is one thing, and a lot of people do see your stuff on, shows. But you got to remember, the United States is a big place. So if you're not getting all over the place, not everybody's seeing your work. And your stuff is I guarantee a lot of people will leave tonight inspired by a lot of the stuff that you did.
Totally.
Absolutely. Not only just doing this, just the way that you this is the last guy we're going to talk about, because I think we talked about almost everything. And this is actually the piece that I talked about being one of my favorites, is the 1/24 scale, which is like the odd scale from Armor. Tasca, for some reason, decided to do a 1/24 scale Panzer II F, and it's not in production anymore, actually.
Nope.
They can't find this thing. Why, I don't know, but
What, is that the only one they did in that scale too?
The only one they did. They do still sell the jerry cans, I think, in 24 scale. But that's about it.
Right on. I need 24 scale jerry.
Yeah, but this is great, this piece here. The first time I saw this in person was in Danbury, I think was for the 2017 amps.
Yeah.
You had this there. I think this was the year after you won Master. You had this there.
I believe it is, yeah.
And this is a really good piece. Let's bring it bigger, Frankie, and I can do it really quick.
It was really hard to find a figure for that thing.
Yeah.
Scale that was decent. And it was some out of production figure. I found it in like some guy's clearance bin at a show. And
Did it come in a Revel kit? No.
This will work. I don't even know.
Maybe
it was resin, but I have no idea. There was no box art or anything. It was just the figure, and I'm like, okay, I think I can make this work.
If I remember right, Dave, this has got you used Aber photo at set for this, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
Did you use the Aber barrels? I think you did, right?
Yes.
Right. So because I got all the barrels and the detail set for the kit as well. Kit track. Yeah, no one's making 24 scale.
No.
Panzer 3 tracks. I guess you can print them now, I guess. But
if you guys find that model, man, that's like a hen's tooth.
I have it. My buddy Mikey Sachs sent me that model X amount of years. I sent him the Panzer 1 Breda in 16 scale, and he sent me this. So
wow,
I do.
If I ever seen that, I would immediately buy it just because it's 24 scale.
Yeah, this
I would immediately buy it.
I did it to Mia,
son of a bitch.
25th scale with Mia 125th Yag Panther. So,
oh my God, Cat is here. We haven't seen Cat in ages. I was a little worried about it. We haven't seen Cat in a long time. She hasn't been in the rooms. Listen, Dave, we do build rooms in we get like 15 people a night sometimes in our build rooms. If you ever want to come out and hang out in our Discord and hang out while you're building and want to just talk hobby, let's have fun.
Sounds fun.
Let's just finish this up, though. So we're at about an hour and 38. I know these guys are getting all fidgety here. Hold on. Let's go back to the screen. Listen, Dave, this is freaking awesome. I think this was we really appreciate you coming on, right? This was great. I told you it was going to be fun.
I had a blast.
This is awesome. It's great showing your work to people. Like I said, I know for a fact that a lot of people are definitely inspired by seeing your stuff. And like I said, if you want to see stuff that was in print for Dave, we had him in the May 2025 issue. He was interviewed. A lot of the models that was shown here are actually in the magazine, so you can go back and see that too. And it was a great interview. And I know Dave Grummett's going to be watching this tomorrow because he's sleeping right now because it's like 2:00 in the morning in England. But he wants to know when you're going to do your next article, the first full article for the magazine. So get it done. Stop slacking. Pictures, take good pictures too.
God, he just rides my butt.
You see my boot that I bring to the shows?
Could you imagine this guy being your fucking boss at work all day? Fuck off.
He does good stuff, man. What are you giving me a hard time for, man? Justin just lost the opening night basketball game. How much did you bet? Look at you just lost it.
No, I'm good. All
right, so let's do a couple of sign-offs. So David saw really quick. The last little episode on the podcast, the live rant, which actually sounded really good, Rob. Right? Did you hear it?
I can't. I listened to it twice. Weird.
What a response to that episode, that live rant about you know what? I'm going to say it again, and people are probably going to be pissed. That the touching of the model up in PatCon 2025. Wow, did that episode blow up? Holy cow! And a big response to that too. Even Dave messaged me that night. That next day, Dave messaged me. Right, you messaged talking about it a little bit.
I'm back.
Did you drop?
Yeah.
Again? Oh, we didn't even realize. Forget it. We started talking over you.
Rob just started talking, and he didn't even realize.
All right. Well, we'll
forget about it.
That's how you know you're a great guest, man. You leave and nobody knows.
No. We're doing our pleasantries at the end.
You're talking about Riv here, though.
No, we're talking about us, and we're talking about that live show that we did and released. I was just saying that it blew up, and it was like a big response to that, which I do appreciate. And we're supposed to record another episode on Sunday, our next episode, if everybody can record. So Rob, bring home your Thanksgiving is on Monday, so you should be able to record with us on Sunday.
Yeah. No,
so I think we're going to do a recording on Sunday. And make sure with the live, make sure you like and subscribe. Like this video because it gets out to some people more. Like it kind of hits the algorithm. It might go to some people's, YouTube channels or whatever, their pages, and come up as something recommended. And subscribe if you haven't, right? Anybody else say anything to say before we give our pleasantries back to Dave? Frankie?
I'm good.
Best color man in the hobby, folks, right there.
Dynamite drop in, Frankie. That broadcast school is really paying off.
Hey, man, he runs the show pretty good.
No, he does a good job. And
Justin,
now, if you know Dave, we now have another podcast, even though I'm only like I'm the executive producer, we'll call it, the Model Car Mania podcast. So these guys got a car. Listen, that's a big part of the hobby that needs a lot. It's good to have a little podcast dedicated just to car modeling, right?
Hell yeah!
Those degenerates over there on that side of the hobby touching models and shit. I'm surprised you're not licking them either. And Rob Adams. So, Dave, do you have a good time tonight?
I had a great time, guys.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you coming on. I told you it'd be fun. And I know I'm breaking your chops, but I look up to you as a model, and you're a great guy. And it's always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure to see you and see your work. So hold on. Before we go, what are you working on right now that you haven't shown? What are you doing right now? Is it a secret?
Not really. It's a 1/16 scale Tigger.
Okay.
Tiger 1. It's going to be Whitman's SO4.
Oh, you doing Andy's kit?
Fucking glutton for punishment, man.
Andy's
so many wheels.
I know. I just got the wheels done. It took me 3 weeks on the wheels just to get them built.
This is Andy's kit?
Yeah.
You taking pictures in progress?
Well, you instructed me to, so I guess.
Excellent. Just making sure. All right, guys. We really appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. You guys were great. The chat was really hopping tonight. Next week, we're going to be going Friday night, not Thursday. And the reason why we're going Friday is I'm trying to get Santucci on because Mike Hillary is supposed to be our guest. So we're going to go all figures next week. And anybody who's listened to the podcast episode 2 episodes ago, Mike Hillary is an amazing figure painter. Excellent figure painter. He will be, I believe, an MFC Grandmaster at some point in his life. If he stops drinking with Taesong, maybe he'll get that distinction. But we're going to sign off, all right? So for Modeling Insanity podcast, or the TV, Mr. Frankie Donati.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Justin Ryan.
T's and P's, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Rob Adams.
Have a great night, everyone.
A special guest, Mr. David Vickers.
Aloha.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.